Here we go again, guys. Another boatload of fragrances I'm going to talk to you about. This is a list of new fragrances. Some probably already have dropped, some on their way. You're going to want to find out what these fragrances are all about coming right up. Thanks so much for tuning in. It's Sebastian. We're talking about brand spanking new fragrances. Which fragrances are you excited about most? Do let us know. Add a comment below so we can all find out. And again, it's becoming really overwhelming. A lot of fragrances are coming out. Like this first one I'm going to talk to you about, YSL's MYSLF third flanker, right? It was just 2 years ago when they first dropped their fragrance, so they're dropping a new flanker every year. This is the ABSOLU in a beautiful silver-colored bottle created by Christophe Raynaud, perfumer at JEROBOAM. It features notes of orange blossom, ginger, bergamot, cardamom, patchouli, and flowers. So I haven't bought the second version. I have the first version. It's just a really plain fragrance to wear, and I think it's popular, but I like it. I just don't love it, but I'm curious to see what the ABSOLU is all about. I do like the intense fragrances, and hopefully I should also say the OG is pleasant. I think it's a dumb reach fragrance. You can grab it and go. Smell great, pleasant, fresh, and it's citrus floral. This one is intensified, so we'll see what it's all about. So JEROBOAM has a brand new fragrance called Kunamo. I smelled it at Aix-en-Provence earlier this year. I really liked it. It's featuring pears, so it's fruity and very musky. Created by Vanina Muracciole. She's been doing a lot of JEROBOAM fragrances. And let me know if you're a fan of JEROBOAM. It's a sister house to Jovoy. And again, it's pears, musk, maltol, woods, and ambroxan. I really enjoyed this one, and I'm hoping to talk to you guys about it as soon as I can get my nose on it again and get a bottle. I will let you know. I like the house. It's not as hyped as Jovoy, but JEROBOAM does make some great fragrances. Moving on to the house of KAJAL, it's KOLADA. Pina colada or just KOLADA? It's KAJAL's KOLADA. It seems to be another fruity fragrance. This house does fruity very well, I think. My favorite is still it's Lamar. Forgetting the name there for a minute. They launched Lamar Noir at the end of last year. I prefer Lamar. Lamar Noir was just super dark and heavy. We featured it in a mystery box, but this one sounds like a tropical fruit bomb. It's fruits, violets, coconuts, amber, lily of the valley, bergamot, pineapple, benzoin. Let me know if you're a fan of this house. KAJAL, what are your favorite fragrances? They seem to be really focusing on fruity fragrances. Like you look up their catalog, there's a ton of fruity fragrances. And here we have another fruity offering. If you've gotten your nose on these fragrances, let us know. Add a comment below. Let's move on to BYREDO. They're dropping two more ABSOLU de Parfum concentration fragrances, so meaning they're highly concentrated offerings. Now, if you guys didn't know, BYREDO was purchased by Puig. Puig is a conglomerate in Spain. They have licenses with so many different brands. One of them is Jean-Paul Gaultier. They've got Carolina Herrera, of course, the brands Penhaligon's and L'Artisan. And a couple of years ago, they bought BYREDO. I think it was a pretty expensive purchase. And the conglomerate is in the, market to, make a lot of money. So they're making stronger concentrations of their offerings. Bal d'Afrique is probably one of their most popular fragrances. And I've actually stayed at hotels where they're using the products. Smells awesome. I spoke a lot about Bal d'Afrique for a long time. And, I've kind of moved on from it now, but I'm curious to get my nose on the ABSOLU de Parfum. Again, the fragrances are created by Jerome Epinette. Cedar, sugar, skin accord, blackcurrant, bergamot, lemons, vetiver, amber, jasmine, praline, and violets. Just an intense version of the OG. I'm quite curious. I've been a big fan of Bal d'Afrique for a long time. It's a really nice, pleasant vetiver that's not like your typical vetiver, but I'm looking forward to the concentrated version of it now. And then it's Rose of No Man's Land. So these two launching now will make 4 of the ABSOLU de Parfums. The first one, I can't remember. Then they launched Blanche, and then now they have Bal d'Afrique and Rose of No Man's Land. So it's a Jerome Epinette once again. Rose, patchouli, saffron, amber, blackcurrant buds, papyrus, peony, pink pepper, and raspberry. I don't think I own Rose of No Man's Land. I think I've owned Rose Noir, which I believe got discontinued, and I never owned Rose of No Man's Land. So we'll see what it's all about. Moving on to the house of Juliette Has a Gun, there's a collaboration they're doing with the store of Skins. Skins is a Dutch store, perfume shop, which I've been to in in Amsterdam, and also there was a store in Ghent in the Belgium. So I've been to both of those locations and I enjoy the store. Now they have a collaboration with the store chain, and they are launching a new fragrance. It's just called Juliette Has a Gun X Skins, and it's a fragrance created by Romano Ricci. It's Akigalawood, Georgywood, ginger, lychee, musk, papyrus, roasted tonka beans, and vanilla. So let's see what it's all about. Who's a fan of Juliette Has a Gun? I think the only place we can get this is at the Skins store, most likely, since it is a collaboration with that boutique, and they probably will only sell it there. I'm not sure if the Juliette Has a Gun website will sell it, but we will have to wait to see. But moving on to the House of Ormond Jane, it's Vanilla Mistral. At first, I thought this fragrance was the fragrance that Linda mentioned in my video with her shot at her boutique. They're doing a fragrance for Neiman Marcus, but I learned that this is a exclusive for Harrods, sadly. So I think there is a fragrance coming for an exclusive fragrance for Neiman Marcus. If you haven't caught my video with her, go catch it. I'm looking forward to that. And I thought it was another vanilla or something gourmandesque, but we shall see. This one features notes of ambergris, sandalwood, vetiver, cashmeran, figs, vanilla, violets, black pepper, pomegranate, cardamom, pistachio. They just slip in that pistachio note. I don't think that Ormond Jane, or I should say, I shouldn't consider Ormond Jane as a gourmand house or a house that makes your sugary sweet gourmands. Even their vanilla that I love that launched last year is super awesome. Vanita Zafrique is the name. I love that fragrance. To me, it seems like a more masculine take on vanilla, but we shall see how this one is. But I wouldn't consider this house a true like sugary sweet gourmand house. Let me know your thoughts. If you've gotten your nose on Vanilla Mistral, add a comment below. So up next, we've got a fragrance from the House of Oud, the House of Oud, the House of Oud. It's called Nuances of Tea, and they have another tea fragrance. It's in the blue bottle with that kind of almost like lava lamp look effect on that bottle. I think it's called The Time. Isn't that what it's called? Or Tea Time. This one features notes of lemon zest, amber, cedar vetiver, condensed milk, green mango, green tea, pineapple, and plums. So this is a milky tea fragrance experience. I do enjoy the fragrances of this house, and then also the bottles are so gorgeous, really beautiful. So let's see what this one's all about. But heading over to the House of Versace, one of my least favorite designer houses, sadly, but I am curious about this one. It's Eau Fraiche Extreme. It's created by Olivier Cresp. It's lavender, lemons, cedar, geranium, clary sage, amber, musk, orange blossom, and pink pepper. I'd never really worn the OG of this. I know a lot of people like it. It was one fragrance that it was quite hyped when I first was starting to do videos on YouTube like 10, 12 years ago, 13 years ago. So I'm curious what it's all about, and if it's an intense take on a citrus fragrance, I would be happy with it. Eau Fraiche, I believe the OG is a citrus fragrance. If you've got your nose on it, let us know. But moving on to the House of Dior, they're launching a exclusive fragrance that's limited edition. It's very, very expensive with a really gorgeous bottle. And it's all about the Muguet, the lily of the valley. It's called Muguet, Le Muguet, Dior Le Muguet. It's from a collection called Le Récolte Major. I think that's how it is. Yeah, I'm butchering the French. I'm not a French speaker. I know some of you get really uptight when I don't speak the language correctly, but this is a fragrance channel, not a French-speaking channel. So it's a Francis Cruikshank created fragrance, Lily of the Valley, Rose, and Jasmine. 125 ml bottle, which is absolutely gorgeous, sells for $1,300 USD. So I think it's launching in the autumn, but it was announced recently. And last year they had Diorissimo in this. Now they are doing Le Muguet. For some strange reason, these limited editions are starting to remind me of the limited editions from Guerlain. They always do these, and I think Guerlain has a Le Muguet now too. What are your thoughts? Add a comment below. But moving on to the House of Milano Fragranza, it's Neon Nights. Fragrance created by Natalie Feistauer. It's strawberries, ylang, tuberose, geranium, heliotrope, honey, cardamom, bergamot, coriander, cloves, cedar, vanilla, vetiver, musk, tonka, and amber. Lots going on here. Now, what happened to this brand? They used to be sold at not Neiman Marcus, at the Ministry of Scent here in the city, but they don't sell it anymore. They haven't launched a fragrance for a long time, and I believe they launched all their fragrance very close to one another when the collection dropped during the pandemic. Now they've waited so many years, and they're launching a new one called Neon Lights. I know the brand is connected to Mask Milano, and I know one of the founders of the brand passed away like a year or so ago. So was that the reason the brand got delayed with launching any new fragrances. We shall see. I'm kind of curious about this one, but I've never really connected with the brand too much, but I know they have a few fragrances. I've got a video on the channel of the house as well. You can go catch that video to discover, all about the collection. And if you've gotten your nose on Neon Night, it's Neon Lights, not Neon Nights. And if I said Neon Nights, I apologize. It's Neon Lights. Let me know if you've got your nose on it. All right, next up, going to the house of Rammstein. I've still got to do my video on Rammstein fragrances. They do have a new fragrance called Kerosene. Kerosene spelled Kerosin. This one has notes of mineral notes, jasmine, musk, salty skin, and silk. Now, I found 2 bottles of Rammstein fragrances when I was in Germany. I bought them and brought them back at a discount from the Mueller store in Germany. I love the store, guys. If I ever go back to Germany again, I definitely want to visit and hang out. Just look at stuff that is not readily available with us. I'm curious to get my nose on this one as well. I'm kind of getting burnt out. They do crank out quite a few fragrances. I feel like they crank them out, they release them, and then they get discounted, and it's done, and they move on to the next fragrance. So they do quite a few fragrances. If you're a fan of this line, let us know. Add a comment below. Let's move on to Maison Margiela, another fragrance created by Christophe Raynaud. I never bought a bottle of the Aperol Spritz fragrance that came out earlier this year. Is it good, guys? I think it's created by the same perfumer, Christophe Raynaud, from Givaudan, and this is featuring notes of musk, oud gaiac, styrax, cypriol, vanilla, orange blossom, lavender, elemi, bergamot, and orange. So it's another oud fragrance. I think Maison Margiela also has a... Wait, is this the one that was... I think this is the one that's in the darker bottle collection from what I remember. They're cranking out quite a few fragrances, and also they're discontinuing quite a few fragrances. And I've kind of fallen out of love with a lot of their fragrances. But the last fragrance with the milky kind of cookie one was quite delicious, I think. It's a nice woody vanillic gourmand. Let's see what the ideal one is all about. But moving on to Penhaligon's, we've got Daphne Bouquet. Very interesting name. It's blackcurrant, Daphnes, and moss. I've never seen a Daphne-focused fragrance. At least I've never seen the note come up in fragrances. Let's see what the fragrance is all about. Have you gotten your nose on it? Penhaligon's is a favorite fragrance of mine. It's one of the very first niche houses I wore, getting back to the late 90s when Saks was selling the brand here in San Francisco. I will see what the Daphne Bouquet is all about. I like this brand a lot. Then it's Vacations Grand Cuvée. I think it's called Cuvée or Cuvée. It's vanilla beans, Chardonnay, peach eau de vie, sabred champagne cork, argan, sun-washed sails, sun-kissed skin, amber, cedar, and cognac. This is the 3rd fragrance in this collection. If you're a fan, let me know. Their products are really fun. I'm seeing them pop up at a lot of different places. I think I even saw it at Target. They're kind of sunscreens and things like that. And they launched during the pandemic, and they have a connection to Arquiste. So I believe the fragrances are created by Rodrigo Flores Rue. And this is the 3rd fragrance. I'm curious to get my nose on it. Next, we've got a fragrance from the House of Imaginary Authors. It's called How to Say Bicycle in French. This one's a very fun name. I'm curious to see what it's all about. It seems very herbaceous or herbal aromatic. Sweet basil, rosemary, white thyme, clary sage, lavender, gentian oil, Provence. Provence is thrown in. Hey, I'm headed to Provence very soon for the lavender harvest. I'll keep you guys posted about that. And this one sounds like it's an herb garden come to life. Herbaceous, that's what they say. And aromatic. Is it a fougere? Doesn't look like it's a fougere. I don't see any tonka beans listed. Mostly it's all aromatics. We'll see how it's all about. I've heard it's pretty good, but I haven't got my nose on it. I definitely want to get my nose on this one. It is not a limited edition like the last fragrance they launched, which is a slice of cherry pie and a cup of coffee. Remember that one? That was kind of fun. It was a cherry-focused fragrance and kind of referring to Twin Peaks. I actually just started watching that show again. But yeah, I want to try How to Say Bicycle in French. If you've gotten your nose on it, let us know because it's already out and selling from what I saw. And next, we have 3 fragrances from Dias & Durga. It's called the Dias & Durga The Colognes. Grey Blazer, which is green spices, hedgerow flowers, virgin wool, golf jazz, limes, grass, and leather, rum bay rum, West Indian bay, linden, and sandalwood. So apparently these are limited edition fragrances, and I'm curious to get my nose on them. I know sometimes they launch limited edition fragrances and they pull them. Obviously, they're limited, so they run out. But if there's a lot of sales, they bring it back. Like pistachio, I think that's what happened with that. It got popular and they brought it back as a permanent collection. I haven't seen that happen quite frequently, maybe once or twice. I can't remember the other fragrances. But I'm curious to get my nose on these, but it's not that easy to find these fragrances. And another brand that cranks them out, they're cranking out quite a few fragrances and a lot of limited editions. And it's hard to keep track with a lot of these brands. I mean, they are launching the colognes at once. Anyway, that's the last bunch of fragrances I'm speaking about. I have a bunch of them in the bonus section as well. Which fragrances are you the most excited about? Let us know. Put a comment down below. And otherwise, thanks so much for watching today, guys. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do subscribe to the channel. Click the bell icon so you'll be notified for future videos and everything else that I'm launching. And also, please give a thumbs up to the video. That helps with the algorithm. Anyway, thanks so much. See you guys later. Bye-bye. All right, and I am doing this bonus section here of fragrances, a new collection from the house of Massimo Dutti. Now, a lot of you are asking me to do fragrances of this house. I haven't bought a single fragrance. I don't have a Massimo Dutti store nearby. I know they have a USA presence, at least online, but I haven't seen a store on my travels throughout the USA. They are connected to Zara, and I believe Massimo Dutti is a higher-end division of Zara's company. So it's a bit more higher-end clothing, I believe. And I've been to several in Europe, and I've sampled their fragrances and enjoyed some of the fragrances. But since I buy other fragrances, buying Massimo Dutti fragrances along the way with heavy bottles and things, I haven't brought them back. After looking at this collection, I'm curious about them. I might order them and speak about them, but I'm curious about the fabrics collection, inspired by the fabrics of the brand itself. From what I read, it's Massimo Dutti. Let me know if you've gotten your nose on these fragrances. The first one I'm going to talk to you about is Morning Poplin. It's a citrus aromatic fragrance created by Nicolas Bonneville. It features notes of transparent amber, mandarin oil, jasmine, bergamot, Lychee cubeba petals, clear wood. Now, here's a weird thing. The online store with the product lists fragrance notes that are main notes, but then the boxes that I saw photos of list other notes. So I can't for sure say these are the right notes. I can only say they are once I put my nose on them, but it was a bit confusing, which happens quite a bit with the Zara fragrances and of course now the Massimo Dutti fragrances as well. The good thing is they are listing the name of the perfumer. These are $100 each, and there's 5 fragrances in the collection. So it's quite pricey. But this one, Morning Poplin, seems like it's going to be floral. It's fruity. There's a spicy note in there. There's citruses. It's quite resinous and ambery. And of course, white floral notes and fresh. So it starts off fresh, going to a more deeper resinous ambery direction. The next fragrance is called Rainy Days. This one is considered a green woody fragrance. And it's created by Coralie Spicker. Now it has notes of galbanum, lily of the valley, and oak moss absolute. Those are what the notes were that were listed on the website. But on the box, it also said it has dewy pear, sage, pink pepper, ambrox, and cedar wood. This one sounds really great to me. I love green fragrances. I love the note of galbanum and lily of the valley together. And oak moss as well. It's kind of reminding me of Viper Green from the house of Ex Nihilo, because I believe it has those notes. Although I don't know exactly, but that the notes is reminding me of it. But the Viper Green doesn't have the dewy pear that's featured in here. So when they say dewy pear, we're expecting a watery effect. Pears are juicy, watery, drippy, wet. And the fact that they're adding the word dewy. So are we getting something aquatic and or ozonic? We shall see. But again, dewy pear, sage, pink pepper, ambrox, cedar wood, galbanum, lily of the valley, and oak moss. So it's green, it's fresh, it's aquatic, watery, floral, musky, ambery, aromatic, and mossy. This one sounds really great to me. I can't wait to get my nose on it. All right, and the next one is called Solar Linen. We've got a woody floral from a perfumer Florian Gallo. Didn't he do a fragrance for Goldfield and Banks? I think I met him actually. So this one has notes of musk, sandalwood, orange blossom, lily of the valley, cereal accord, black currant, violets, floral notes. I like that they're using cereal accord or cereal note in fragrances now, especially now we've got one from Une Nuit Nomade, Chemin d'Amande. It's an almondy fragrance with that cereal accord or cereal note that's in there. I'm digging it. I'm digging that. It's kind of a gourmand-esque note, but not necessarily like that sugary, caramelly, sticky, cakey kind of a gourmand. It's more grainy, I should say. Bready. So this one seems like it's going to be sweet, citrusy, going to have a presence with white flowers. There's citruses in there, citrus floral notes, I should say. Woods, fruits, creamy, musky, powdery, woody. So we shall see solar linen. But moving on to Tinted Twill. It's another fragrance, woody floral, and this is created by Ane Ayo. She's done some good work for Zara fragrances. She did a fragrance that is sort of like Jerome Parfum, or Jerome Intense, not as dense as Jerome Parfum. One of my favorites that I bought from Zara, but sadly they didn't keep it. It was discontinued. So I'm curious to see what this one's all about. It has incense, cedarwood, ink accord. What we're gonna get is powdery, iris, of course, woody, amber, smoky, jasmine, musk. So it's an interesting collection of fragrances inspired by their fabrics, I believe, you know, or their materials for their clothing, garments, or items, things like that. All right, and the last fragrance in this collection of 5 fragrances from Massimo Dutti is Warm Cashmere. It's a spicy aromatic fragrance. Perfumer is Gregoire Balladier. I think that's how you say his name. It's cashmere wood, patchouli, cardamom, musk. Now, I don't think I took down the notes of the notes that were written on the boxes for the last 2 fragrances. That's why there's only a few notes credited there. So we'll see what these fragrances are all about. But this one sounds really fun and sexy to me. It's very musky with the cashmere wood. It's powdery as well. There's warmth. There's woods. It's creamy, ambery, spicy, and balsamic. But those are the 5 fragrances. If you've gotten your nose on these, let us know what they're all about. Are they worth it for the $100 price? $100 for 100 ml. Niche style. I believe these are eau de parfum concentration. Should be good quality. And KAJAL brand recently launched 3 or 4 fragrances, maybe 5. I was toying with the idea of buying those as well. I just never got my nose on them, so it's a bit of a, you know, risky blind buy. But I'm curious about these. If you've gotten your nose on these, let us know. Add a comment below, and that's pretty much all I have for you today. Do let us know what you're most excited about. Add a comment below, and of course, please make sure to like this video and please subscribe to the channel by clicking the bell icon as well. That'll really help out this channel. Thanks, guys. See you later. Bye-bye.